Namaste, angels. I'm going to do a client reading. I'm going to begin with my Tony Carmine Serrano Universal Love Oracle and a crossbred, my crossbred, from the perspective of the masculine, beginning with meditation, which sort of speaks for itself, and birth. So, actually, I was going to say the birth is something new, and I'm not changing that, obviously. But actually, if I recall correctly, and I'm like 99.9% sure, because of conversations that she and I have had, like in the comments, videos of mine, over the past year, that her divine masculine, like my own, is a Scorpio. So I just had that sort of death and rebirth thought to run through me as well. That could be why this is showing up here. Especially with this like Pentecostal dove that, signifies rebirth and the dead being risen. The Feast of the Pentecost is in recognition of the dead having been risen after the death of Christ. Yeah, so I think that was the message for us. Back to meditation and opening now to abundance. Somebody may be an earth sign. Actually, yeah, I'm starting with the Queen of Earth too. So I guess that may be her, because like I said, I'm 99.9% sure that the masculine is a Scorpio. She, I think, is a Virgo. Yeah, that's what I think. She's a Virgo. Although this is the Queen of Earth, and I usually feel Virgo with the page, because the Virgo is the more youthful and quote unquote immature of the earth element. But yeah, Virgo comes through. In any case, abundance is for both of them, not just her. And it's in all forms when we surrender, like this woman has. When we go and allow ourselves to be vulnerable, is when we open up the flow to abundance of all forms. That card also signifies a need to connect with nature for me, and on the heels of meditation, it can demonstrate a need to do some meditation outside. Now, meditation doesn't necessarily mean, not only does it not mean you have to hug a tree, although you can if you're into that, and no judgment from me. It doesn't mean that you have to sit down Indian style either, although you can do that as well if you're into it. It's just sort of like communing and finding your own peace, looking whatever brings you peace, but try to do it outdoors if you live in an area that's conducive at all to that. And maybe listen to music while you do it, or some other form, some sort of sensory component to it, some sort of healing sounds. Audio sensory component. Abundance and divine guidance. In that way, you may receive some, like when you find a really peaceful place, that's when information just begins to sort of pop into our heads. That's the divine guidance, and it's infinite. It never ceases to be available. So you can ask for it whenever you feel you need it. And then again, sometimes it's just going to show up, whether you feel you need it or not, or whether you ask for it or not. Just because your energy is asking for it, basically. When you find that place of peace and Zen, ideas flow. Spiritual growth. This is all about the experiences through which we go that, ultimately make us more whole and complete, and just to have a better understanding, not just of ourselves, but other people and of life, of how things work and why they work the way they do, why clocks tick and all that kind of stuff. Overall energy is dreams. I haven't seen this card in a while. It has a lot of the same colors as that divine guidance card. And so not only for that reason, and also just in general, I'm feeling that may be where you are to receive, if you're not already, some of the divine guidance. It's in your dreams. You may want to keep like a, at least pen and paper or notebook or something near the bed, a nightstand or something like that, so that you can write these things down as soon as you wake up, because otherwise we tend to lose them, some of the messages. And also, if you don't remember everything completely and you just write some down, that's a way that maybe going back to it later, you can piece together what might have been a message. So this card will represent like you about yourself, or your higher self about you. The masculine about you. Of course, it's all as it relates to the union. About himself and about the union as a whole. Overall, and the outcome. What the masculine would have you do to, contribute or surrender toward bringing things together, toward the union. And what he's willing to do or surrender or contribute, and what the universe would have the two of you to do. Golden memories. So, was I just talking about life lessons or something before? Oh, spiritual growth, yes. Spiritual growth. This is very similar. It's about the need to take only the spiritual growth, the positive life lessons, the things you've learned that have helped you to formulate a broader ideas and thoughts and feelings, and release some of your ideologies and the social norms and restrictions and limitations. Take all that with you moving forward. Take even the memories, things that made you happy, things that brought you joy. Leave your pain, your regret, your resentment, your fear, your ego. Leave that in the past where it belongs, is what this card means. The message your higher self wants you to know. And I have my bracelet sitting here. I don't know what, I've had them all sitting here for a while, but this one must have fallen. They were kind of up here on top of my shells, and they just keep coming closer and closer. But this one I'm noticing is like the same colors of the card. So there may be some meaning to this, and perhaps you should look into getting some of these stones yourself. This is citrine here. So it's kind of it's like a yellow quartz. I think some people actually may call it like lemon quartz or something. But it's citrine. And then this is carnelian. It's lighter than some carnelian. Like this bracelet here is also carnelian, and it's far darker. But this is carnelian. Okay. And carnelian is a cleansing stone. It cleanses others. So that's another reason why when I do take off my bracelets and change my jewelry, if I don't actually put it in a jewelry box or something, I try to sit them here together so that the carnelian stones can keep the others clean. Okay. The masculine with relation to the feminine. The gateway. This came through for another couple earlier. Like you're the way in the light, basically. The passageway is you. You show him like the guidance. You lead him to that higher guidance. You've shown him where to find that like divine authority. Pointed the way. Him about himself, creativity, and this is his water sign coming through. I guess to confirm to me, yes, you had it right already. 99.9 is 100. A water sign. Because this card, when it comes through, for me, tends to represent water signs, and also Aquarius, the water bearer, only because this angel here is holding a vessel and something appears to be spilling from it. And she's also standing in like a pool of water. Here's some translucent fish jumping out. So it also makes me think often specifically Pisces, but yeah, I think I'm on the right track already with the Scorpio. about the union as a whole. I had been pulled over here again to this golden memory, so something may come back up. But more importantly, boom, moon tree. Wow. Okay. So moon tree is the card of sacred marriage. And this is the card that the divine masculine's higher self is selecting to represent your union. That's pretty awesome. This card represents the marriage between heaven and earth. So it's also about divinity and the marriage between two sacred beings. Awesome. Overall, embrace. I think for the purpose of this spread, this is representing the two of you. However, the meaning of the card, in a very literal sense, is about one person coming into balance. So we can have that dual meaning here too, because there was the need for meditation and everything for you guys. One person needing to be able to embrace themselves, their whole selves. And I spoke about helping to become whole and complete, that spiritual growth leading to that. So that's coming back as well. This card is one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together perfectly in balance and harmoniously. What would the masculine have you do toward the union? Let go of your sorrow, pain, like you're carrying it with you. So, and it's really not a mistake that this sits here underneath the golden memories, the card about which I said, leave your pain and your sorrow and your fear and your regret and your resentment, all that stuff in the past. And that's probably why I got distracted before too and pulled back to it. So yeah, we're going to need to let that go and work on letting that go. And that's something else that the meditation can help with. And of course, coming into balance, coming into wholeness as an individual as well can help with that. What's the masculine willing to do toward the union? Aww, he's so romantic. He's very Scorpio, or very water sign, I guess. Soulmate. So what he's willing to do is acknowledge the union, right here, right now, twice over. What would the universe have the two of you to do? Aww. Tantric union. This involves also a lot of that communication in 5D. So the dreams, perhaps not just where you receive messages from the universe or from God, but one another. Communication in dreams and other, telepathic communication between the two of you. Even when you're together, I'm getting, which is something I'm familiar with myself. One of the things that first struck me about my friendship at the time or relationship at the time with my own divine masculine was that we communicated without words. We, be around each other. I just felt like I knew what he was saying, even though he wasn't saying anything with his mouth open. And I feel that the same was for him. Although I don't think we've ever talked about that. And there's a Babyface song like that that was out when I was in college the first time, like when I graduated from high school and went straight to college. It was called Whip Appeal. And that part is like, we have a way of talking and it's better than words. It's the strangest kind of relationship because it always works. And no one does it like me. And no one but you has that kind of whip appeal on me. So it's very descriptive of this kind of union and this kind of union, tantric union. Outcome, healing sounds. Get to them, basically. That's the message here. We kind of started with this and, we've come full circle. We're back to it. This is what's going to help to make all the rest of this possible. Oh, beautiful. I love starting like that. So now I'm going to see what the universe has to say with another cross spread, beginning with destiny and opening to dating queen. Somebody may have multiple suitors, maybe perhaps both of you. You may not even realize it. Dating queen and control. Someone being manipulated, or perhaps a manipulator. Or both. You know, hurt people hurt people. So if somebody is being abused, they have the propensity to abuse somebody else. Dating queen. And young male, which is not Scorpio-like, but maybe him. This could even be you. Again, that in the more immature element, the Virgo. This can be you too. Dating queen and freedom. What the universe means for us all, always has meant. It was stolen in many different ways. In huge part, this journey at the root is about restoring it. Huge part. Past love that caused someone's heart to fall apart. Looks kind of like what, like when you get Easter candy, like the bunny, those hollow bunnies, and you break them apart, and the bunny, you know, it doesn't collapse, but he's got like a gaping hole. That's like what this is. This may be one of the things that you need to leave behind in the past, like this kind of hurt, and only take the fact that you're still standing here, you know, that this heart is still, it's still standing, basically. Take that with you. The overall energy is gossip. Somebody's got a problem with the connection, with the union. There's some sort of conflict. Yes, it can be literal. It can be people like talking behind your back, whispering behind your back, or whispering in one's ear or the other. Like, why are you with him? Why are you with her? Why are you dealing with this? Why are you going with this? What's this quote unquote twin flame stuff or divine union stuff? It sounds stupid. Also, again, going back to the ideologies that was coming through before, this can be what that's about. Like, oh, it's not, you know, it's not okay for you to do that. You know, it's not the right way to live. That's the right thing to do. All, you know, other people's opinions and butting in and that sort of thing. Okay, the divine couple. The recent past. The near future. The masculine's higher self. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do. What the masculine can do. Further advice from the universe. The outcome. Divine couple. Past life. So recognition of the past life relationship, the karma and karmic without quotes. Karmic meaning fated, not karmic meaning ill, you know, or, you know, any type of negativity or anything like that. A karmic soul tie. Can just as much describe a divine union. That's why when I do say the quote unquote karmic, it's because that's like trendy lingo. So I'll put it in quotes or air quotes. The recent past. Somebody being controlled. Somebody being manipulated. Somebody feeling limited. This also coming, yeah, it represents the divine couple, but it also represents what they're going through in relation to past life issues. Because we can have other people that were in our lives in past lives too, that we're dealing with them now in some other capacity. that's coming from here too. And I think that that may be who's doing the manipulating, at least in good part. Let's see if we can find out who they are or get a better sense. Has something to do with these people, I'm sure. The near future. Wallflower. This card very much represents like Scorpio for me. And you know, you probably say why. Well, first of all, the lady's blue dress, but also the way that she's sitting like by herself and to herself, and there's a whole party going on around her. She like wants no part or whatever. That's very Scorpio to me. Not that they don't like to party or go out or have fun, because they do. I have most of my girlfriends actually are Scorpios. And my mother's a Scorpio, my daughter's a Scorpio. I just have really good relationships with them. But, you know, they're people that are to themselves, maybe except with other Scorpios or potentially with Geminis. Like we talk. And I get them because we're like that too, like to ourselves, although people tend not to think so. Geminis are loners as well. So, near future could be something like this, but I'm feeling that there's a need to, that this is like a warning, basically, because it's letting us know that there's a need to break free. You coming from this and ending up like this, there's a need to break free. There's a need for that freedom that we just saw as I was shuffling. All right, the masculine's higher self. Friendship. It's coming through connected to this person. There may be a manipulative friend or a friend, again, who's in his ear about his business and their opinion of it. Could be a friend that has interest too, maybe a female friend that has like an interest in him, an agenda that he may not even realize. Blocks to the union, the lack of freedom. So as I was talking about this freedom here, I was actually thinking that it might turn up here, like as I was talking about it. Here it is. Yeah, so there's this, as I was saying, and that's why these are crossing, I guess. Two, there's a need to move beyond this wallflower type of energy and to break free. Okay, you've been like restricted long enough. Like here, somebody else is doing the manipulating and the restriction, the limiting of you, and then here you're doing it to yourself. In both cases, you need the freedom. What can the feminine do? Communicate. So you may want to initiate communication, and that may be another reason why Virgo was coming through. If you are indeed a Virgo, you're ruled by Mercury, the communication planet. So who better to initiate the communication to this wallflower that needs like a jump start, you know? What can the masculine do? Young male. Again. So he, you know, Scorpios are a quote unquote mature sign. I think I mentioned that before. My daughter, I call her an old lady all the time. She's 15. So he may need to, you know, be more youthful and like loosen up. Move into a more lighthearted and freeing energy. That's what's coming through for him. Further advice from the universe. True gem. Like to value one another and the union. To recognize like that you weren't wrong and what's happening here and what's going on between you. And then value it, cherish it. And don't let anybody take it from you, because that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to steal your freedom, steal your joy. These are the 7 of air people. The outcome. This doesn't have to be a man. It can be a woman. But this is that devilish energy, that energy of restriction, that energy of limitation, and perhaps is an actual person who is a joy stealer trying to steal your joy. I'm going to give you another spread. That is more specific to your romantic life, you know, the union itself, as opposed to what may be going on around you as well. Beginning with give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And opening 2, you deserve love. You are lovable. Give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership, because this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. This could be the one. And codependency. Here's that energy of restriction yet again. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. But I mean, that doesn't mean like substance abuse, although it can. And for some people, it absolutely does. But it's any person, place, or thing that is limiting you. Any energy of limitation, any joy steal, anything that, is holding you back, like an addiction would. And maybe you feel you need it, or you don't need it, but you can't pull away, like all of that. This could be the one. And you deserve love again. So on that note, I'm going to cut after this. Since I've done that twice, open to those twice. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Overall energy is chemistry. Is a strong magnetic attraction here. And it's coming through very like sensual and sexual. And that can also be the Scorpio nature. All right. Spread of 9 now. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Surrounded by engagement, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Masculine subconscious, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So he's also welcome to initiate contact, or at least to be responsive if and when you do. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is about freedom too, right? Letting your heart lead you where it will, how it will. Surrounded by, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Somebody may be a fire sign and connected to you. More likely than the masculine, because I was drawn to the fire too of that golden memories card with you as well. That can be one of the red flags. In your subconscious, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, sure, this can be his situation, but again, it may be something with you, and it very possibly has to do with a fire sign. But there's a person, place, or thing with which you need to dispense. And it can be an energy, a cord, an energetic cord, a karmic tie, and a karmic tie to a quote unquote karmic. It can be that sort of thing. Crowning. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. The root. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. But it's not just your parents. It's any and everybody that is so impactful upon your life that they could prohibit you from being able to move forward in that life and or love. And it may be this same person or around this same circumstance. The heart of the matter. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So I often see this and feel this, some of what I was feeling before, when, for example, there is another parent, like you have a child and there's another parent involved, an ex. And so that's part of what the finances and career thing is. Like, we feel like we can't completely let this person go because I got to fight with them about child support, I got to rely on them, forgetting that we can have faith in the universe that whatever is supposed to work out will work out however it's meant to work out. And, if I take a risk and don't fight for myself with the child support, if I have to do that in order to cut this person off, if I'm still meant to get the child support, I'm going to still get it anyway. God is going to work it out where I still get it. If I'm not meant to, God's going to do something else for me. I'm going to get my money some other way and not have to rely on him. Now, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but quite possibly, because that would explain too this codependency. An energetic cord. Let me see if the next card is upright. It's not. So I'll go on to your advice, because I was going to see if I could further clarify that, and maybe release your ex would pop up there. From the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle to the masculine, spiritual growth is back. So some of the things that he, through which he's going, it's all necessary. I mean, everything is necessary one way or another anyway. Again, it's part of our quote unquote karma and our karmic experiences, and we all have them, and not necessarily attached to a negative relationship, romantic or otherwise. Just in this, quote unquote twin flame world, yeah, that's how it's come to be understood, but that's not really what it means. What's meant by karma. To you, birth is back. So allow for something new to be born. Put away the old. Vacate a space for the new by letting go of that baggage that's associated with the Golden Memories card. And the masculine, I'm not surprised to see this. Fun times. He needs to have some. Be more social, be more youthful. Get out there like that young male, not the wallflower, the, old lady acting uptight, Scorpio type wallflower. More youthful, more fun. That's going to help too with his vibration and his energy and positivity, and get everything flowing right. For you, karma, yeah. That's what we're working through right now, karma. And it just is what it is. The masculine's also got somebody, and this may be, again, what I was feeling that was connected to him, perhaps a friend who has different plans, has some sort of agenda or something. The love is unrequited. He doesn't feel the same way. He might not even know that they feel like that. Oh, I said that too in the beginning when I was shuffling. Somebody's got some additional suitors. They may not even know. It's probably him. And it's this. Yeah, that love is unrequited, and that's something that's going to have to fall away. But right now it's a restriction. It's a block. That person is in the way, and probably in his ear, like literally, to their own end. And you dealing with past life relationships too, past life issues, which again also came to me when I saw that past life card from the other card. And I said, I feel not only does it represent you guys, but it also represents some of the things with which you're dealing. Issues with other potential soulmates. And even our children, our family members can be soulmates. People that were with whom we had exchanges in a past life, and they're back, and we still have something to resolve. That's what. And actually, in some cases, we have resolved these things, but there's like residual, it's like dirt. And that's why I do a cleanse. That's what the divine light cleanse is about. Washing away basically this dirt that's left behind, this residue that's left behind from past life and like past life issues and our past issues or past issues. But the karma has been resolved. So we clean away the residue and that allows for the flow. It's like something mucking up the works, like the drain is clogged, basically. And then where it relates to unresolved karma, that I'm unable to clean, at least at this stage. That's not the way God explained it to me, or the way he explained it to me was that I couldn't clean unresolved karma, but I can help you, help it's cause it to be like brought up to the surface to be dealt with. So that's all something that, this is all something that can be healed. We're not stuck, and we'll work it out. I hope that you find your reading helpful and enjoyable. Namaste, Angel.